Mark's Reviews and Tutorials video. The black one. Love this car. It's so good, but boy, she's been a pain to bring up. This is my first auction car, the first BMW that I bought at auction, and it's been by far the one. Well, I've only bought two so far, but it's been by far the one which has had quite a bit to do to get it up to roadworthy and get it running. The next job is valve stem seals. Have a look at this video. I'll put a link up here as to what that's all about. But if you're coming here to this video, then you probably know what it's all about. This is the video. We're actually going to change them out. And if you're wondering, as you're watching this video, is it something I should do myself? This is just for the very, very serious, very, very game to be doing a valve stem seal change out. You'll notice here, this is a 4-cylinder engine, right? Inline 4, but basically only the first cylinder or maybe the second is here. The rest of it, the engine is pushed right back under the firewall here and back underneath. Now, why is that? Well, partly because BMW uses this space up here, but mainly, like you see how far it is from here, the front of the engine, through to the front of the car. There's a big space there. The reason for that is because all BMWs, well, apart from that silly 2 Series that isn't really a BMW, have 50-50 weight distribution. What that means is there's the same weight over the front wheels as what there is over the rear wheels, and that gives a really superior handling and really, really helps with road holding, handling, the whole lot. So that's why they put the engine right back. That's why they put the battery in the back, getting the weight balanced, which really affects the handling of the car. So we are going to go through this procedure and I'm going to show you what's involved. Basically, all of this top section here has to come off. Now, whether you're doing a timing chain, whether you're doing a tapper cover gasket, this is all the same. So I'm actually going to use this one intro to show you how to get through to the timing chain, how to get through the tapper gasket, and do the whole lot. Basically, you just need to start making room for yourself. We're going to take this off. This is just a couple of Torx screws, T-O-R-X, Torx. That lifts out, that just pops off here. Get that out of the way, we'll open up some space, and then we're going to have to start taking all of these covers off the back. We're going to do that to open up this so we can access the whole top of the engine. And then this is going to come off. That's just sitting there on rubber grommets, that guy. That then comes off, and then we're actually going to unbolt the tapper cover here to go down to the next level. And then if you're thinking about doing valve stem seals yourself, that's when it gets really serious. Major work. Actually got to take the timing chain off, all of your gears, the cams which push your exhaust and inlet manifolds up and down, all got to come out. And I mean, that's not so difficult as what it is getting it all back in again after you change the valve stem seals. So, all right, I'll stop talking. We'll get into this and we'll start showing you how to pull it apart. T20 Torx screwdriver required. Take these two out, and then this just lifts up. As I said, it pops off there. That rubber bit pops off. This just comes forward, comes out. Step 1, and that's going to give you all that space here to get in and do what we need to do. The next stage is starting to remove this back section here. So this here, just flex it down like that, and that will unclip and come out. And that guy. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is take this here off. There's just a couple of bolts at the front here, which are, I've got a 5/16 here, but they're 8mm. 8mm bolts, 1 and 2, just rip those off. And this is how you get into your cabin filter. And that is one that often gets left behind, and you need to open it here as well. So 2 at the front, 4 at the back, 2 on each side. That whole assembly literally lifts right out, opening up just this tray. Now this here is all about keeping the windscreen water off the engine and out of the engine bay. It runs it and directs it all down through these little leaf gutters you've got on both sides. And inside here is your cabin air filter. So that's filtering all the air that comes from the outside into the cabin of the car. Now, something very important, as you start to pull all these apart, get some Ziplocs or some little bags and label them, and then put all of the bolts in there. The last thing you want is go sticking bolts, because different things will fit in different places and you'll end up with the wrong screws. So just keep it really simple. It doesn't cost too much. and keep your stuff all well labelled, it'll make it an absolute dream to put it all back together. It's just these covers on both sides, and this one here, that just lifts up. There's the clip right there at the front. You need to get your finger under that and lift that up. Another clip there over the back. That comes up and that comes out. And as you can see, there's your brake fluid level. The other thing here for your brake lines. It's all under that cover. And on the other side, removing the cover is exactly the level down. Those two bolts are out. So now we need to get this out, obviously, and it's just a matter of lifting, pressing and lifting and turning. Then that comes out, and then undoing this here. That'll come out, keep coming along. There's another clip, they just clip vertically up. Just wiggle that, and that will come off as well. Get that back out of the way. And then this here, actually lifts and then comes forward. So you lift it up and then forward. Oh yep, there's one more hose back under here that we just need to clip off, and then that'll come forward, and the rest of it's all ready to come. So we just lifted that out of the way, and then this next level assembly needs to slide out like that. And then as you can see, that then lifts out, and now we're starting to get some very serious access. Okay, so now it's time. There's another plastic cover here which comes off nice and easy. And this one, you actually got to take your oil cap off. Now it's very important that you don't go getting stuff in here. Any crud that you get inside your engine is going to cause you major problems. So this is on rubber grommets, as I said. Just lift that up, and that will come off like that, like that, and then it's got the side cap there. We need to lift it over, and then once that's off, we put that down again. Now here, you'll see we've got access to the coils, we've got access to all sorts of things along here, which is the next level of things that we need to disconnect and get off. The coils, very simply, they click up and out like that, and then with the coils, just pull up. You can normally just pull them out by hand, but if need be, you can get a screwdriver in under this little hole here and stick it up on the top, and then just lever it out. So you can just get up on that edge, just give it a bit of a lever like that, and then it'll come out, and that's your coil. So the wire's out first, and then the coil's out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we start to take this electrical lube off the top, because this here is the tapper cover. This plastic part is what's going to come off to get us down where we want to go. So that is a matter of, this one here just spins around and then comes out like that connection. And now it's the loom. Again, if you just wiggle out, you see that just pops out, and then down in the back corner, down and under, that pops out. That pops out. We can take this off here. There's a clip, if you can see that or not. We just squeeze that, and then that comes off. Then you can see the loom is now away. Just got one little clip up here off the back of the engine. That then makes the room so that loom can come back and go out of the way. If you look down in here, you'll also see 2 earth bolts. This is coming off your coil wires. You've got one here, and you've got one on the other side there as well. 10mm bolts, and grab them and their washers. You have to be really careful from this point. As you can see, we've got the coils out, so you don't want to start dropping things down into spark plugs. I'm going to leave the spark plugs in for as long as I can, because I don't want anything to go down. Anything down, if you've got the spark plug out and you drop a bolt down, that's going to go straight into the piston, which is, let's just run with, just not good. So we don't want to do that. So we're going to pull these bolts out and their washers, and then next here where you've got your jumper battery terminal here, this is connecting in direct to the positive side of the battery. We need to disconnect these guys here so that we can lift this whole loom and get it out of the way off the top of the engine. Just stick your finger under that little bit of plastic there and give it a wobble. That comes straight off. You see that there? And then we've got a couple of bolts, and they're different sizes. I'll have a look at what they are to undo these 2 terminals, and then we'll be able to get that whole loom out of the way. Off like this. It's good to keep a good record. If you look on the top of the plastic here, this is the smallest. This is in the front here. One more 10mm bolt that needs to be undone.
and this will just give us more room to get this loom right out of the way. There, that's off. Now the whole assembly needs to come up and over the top. Same one here, down the bottom. There's one more 10mm bolt right down underneath that will enable that to come back. There we go. Last 10mm bolt out, and that now will be able to flex back and lift that out of the way.